at Cooking with G Dubs, and I'm your host, G Dubs. And today I'm going to make an Italian dish for you, or as they say here in the South, an Italian dish, or as they say in Spanish, Italiano, or that's Italian. But either way, I'm gonna make some Italian dish for you today, and it is called spaghetti with meatballs. But I'm gonna make the spaghetti in my own marinara sauce, and I'm gonna show you how to do everything step by step. And it's really, really good, and this is what I'm gonna do. The ingredients that I'm gonna have, I have 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I have 1/2 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. I have 2 cans of crushed tomatoes, and these are 2 28-ounce cans. I have some Parmesan cheese. Of course, as you see in all my videos, I have my Epís, and this is made with cilantro, Italian parsley, red onions, rosemary, thyme, basil, bell peppers, and I put in green, yellow, and orange and red, and different variations of that. I also put cloves, ginger, garlic, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and water. And that's what I did to do this. And then if you want to know how I made it, go to my YouTube channel, and I have a video that I made specifically showing you step by step how I make it. All right. What I also have for our recipe today is I have 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. I have 3 eggs that I whipped together, and I have some onions, and I have 2.5 pounds of ground beef, and then I also have some sweet Italian sausage. All right, and then I also have, of course, the Himalayan sea salt. All right, and then the pasta that I'm going to use, I'm going to be using this yellow lentil pasta. It's sold at our local grocery store, and they have a lot of different options available. Instead of using wheat pasta, this one is made with lentils. And then there's also pasta that's made with, that you can also use, that's made with chickpeas and vegetables and all different kinds. These are all alternatives that you can use instead of using wheat. For those of you who are allergic to gluten, that's a good option. And then what you could also do is you could use zucchini pasta. I'm going to be making a recipe for you guys, showing you how to make fettuccine alfredo, and I'm going to use zucchini pasta for that. And check out the video on our channel, and I'm going to show you how to do that too. But without much more talking, let's get to it. All right, YouTube. Now what we're going to do is we're going to season our meat. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our Epís, and what I'm using is, this is a 1/2 cup in our ground beef. And then next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a tablespoon of salt. And depending on your diet, you could use a little or less, whichever works for you. Then what I'm going to do is, you know, we have our 1/2 pack of our Italian sausage, and what we're going to do is we're going to put that in. We're only going to use half of it for now, and we're going to save the rest. Right, we're going to put it in there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take our eggs, our 3 eggs, pour it in. And now what we're going to do is we're going to mix it all together, and then we're going to make our meatballs. And then we're going to put it in the oven so it could cook for 30 minutes. All right, so we're going to mix it all together, and then we're going to make our meatballs. Everything's done from scratch. And you'll realize when you're making this, it doesn't take that long to make. Once you have all your prep out the way, it goes really, really quickly. All right. Now YouTube, what we're going to do is we're going to make our meatballs. And what I already done is, in my baking sheet, what I did is I covered it with aluminum foil, and I sprayed with some non-stick spray. And I put the aluminum foil on it so it'll make cleaning up later very easy. We don't create a big mess, and I could be able to clean up real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these little small meatballs, and about this size. And then we're just going to fill our tray with our meatballs. And then we're going to put it in the oven for 30 minutes. And what I've done already is I've preheated my oven at 400 degrees, and we're going to put it in there for 30 minutes. All right. and I'll show you when I'm done. All right, YouTube, now that I have my meatballs already, I already have them in my balls. I made nice big sizes because I have some growing boys. And one is a teenager and one is an almost teen, but he act like he grown. So I made some big meatballs to fill them up. And you're gonna see how it's gonna turn out. So again, I put it at 400 degrees. I preheated it, and we're gonna keep it in there for about 30 minutes. And then afterwards, then we're gonna go to the next phase. And then now, while that's cooking, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna start on my sauce and also the pasta. And I have a little bit of the ground beef left over. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that as part of my sauce. So now we're gonna move over to our skillet, and I'm gonna warm my skillet up. And then we're gonna start making our marinara sauce. All right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil in here. And I'm gonna let this get hot. And also, we're gonna make our pasta. And what I have is, I have about 5 to 6 quarts of water that I had pre-boil. And I'm gonna add my olive oil into here. And then also, I'm gonna add a little pinch of salt. All right, that's it. And then we're gonna take our pasta and we're gonna cook it at the same time. So while we're working on our meat, we'll be doing our pasta at the same time. But those of you who can't multitask, do it one at a time, but pace yourself, okay? You don't wanna mess up your dish. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pasta. And the nice thing about these vegetable pasta, it doesn't have a lot of starch on it like wheat pasta does. So we don't have to rinse it off or anything like that. So we could just go ahead on and break it up and put it in our hot water. That was one box, and these boxes are about 10 ounces a piece. And then our oil should be getting really, really hot now. So then we're gonna take our pasta and put it in there. All right, now we have our pasta cooking, and this pasta, it takes about 10 to 11 minutes for it to cook. So what I did is I set the timer on my oven so that I could stay aware of what's going on with that so I don't overcook it. And now we're gonna saute our meat. And remember what we had saved before? We had our Italian sausage. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it and mix it in there too. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this all cook together. And we should be able to saute this. And just keep sauteing it for about a good 5 to 10 minutes, and then it'll be ready to go. All right, YouTube, here we go. This is how it looks. It's looking real good now. So we have our Italian sausage mixed with our ground beef. It's looking real nice right now. So now we got it all sauteed up real nice. Now that we got it cooked, and it's about 10 minutes, now we're gonna put our tomatoes. And you guys got to see that it doesn't take much, it doesn't take long to do our sauce. And I have the heat down to about medium so it doesn't snap, crackle, and pop all over the place. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go grab a little bit of water and add to it. Half a can of this of water, and I'm gonna rinse out the rest of the residuals of the tomatoes at the bottom of the can. Make sure we have all of it. This is how my mom taught me. When you're mixing, just go back and forth. It's Caribbean style. And then pour it in. And we mix it again. And we're going to come back in about 5 minutes. I'm going to let it boil a little bit. And we'll come back in 5 minutes and then we're going to jazz it up. YouTube, now it's time for us to jazz up our sauce, our marinara sauce, because it's looking really nice right now, but we got to put our Caribbean flavor on it. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more of my Epís, and this is still a half a cup. Put a half a cup in there. And then we're also going to add our Himalayan sea salt. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add our mushrooms. And then we're just going to add a few of our onions. And we're going to mix it all together. And then what we're going to do is let this all sweat together and cook together for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to come back and then we're going to check it for taste. So while that's happening there, we're going to check on our pasta. And our pasta now, right now it's been about 15 minutes. And we're going to have to check to make sure that it's al dente, which is cooked enough that you could bite into it. Not tough. We got to make sure that it's not hard, but al dente. And the way you do it is you check it with your teeth. So we grab one of our pastas and you put it between your teeth. And it should be a little bit, it shouldn't be too hard, it shouldn't be too soft. This is almost al dente. But right now it's al molar, so you need your molars to bite into it. You don't want to bite it with your molar, you want to put al dente in your front teeth. So we go into it real nice, all right? So since it's al molar, we're gonna let it cook for another 5 minutes. And then we're gonna take it out, cool it down, and then get it ready for plating, all right? We're almost there, YouTube. So now you're gonna check on your meatballs, and according to the timer of our meatballs, we have another 10 more minutes to go, and then our meatballs will be ready. And then we're gonna combine it all together on our plate. And I just want you guys to know that with marinara sauce, it's pretty simple, it's pretty quick, it don't take long, it takes about 20-25 minutes to cook in total time. So I'll show you in a minute how it's gonna look. All right, YouTube, now it's time for us to check on our sauce. Now look at that, it looks beautiful. Now, as you know, we gotta taste it to make sure that our stuff is tasting right, okay? And when you do that, you wanna turn down your heat so it doesn't pop and mess up your stove and get on your clothes and burn you, all right? All right, that alarm is letting us know that our meatballs are just about ready. So everything is cooking at the same time, so it'll be done at approximately the same time. Let's taste. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's almost there, YouTube. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead on and we're gonna add the last couple of ingredients. And we're gonna add our shredded sharp cheddar cheese. And then we're gonna add our 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. We're gonna add that to it. And we're gonna let this all cook together for about 5 more minutes. All right? You mix it together really, really well, okay? Mix it together real well. You're gonna let all that flavor come together, and you'll see it is absolutely delicious, okay? So let's taste it one more time. It needs just a little bit of salt. For some of you, it may not need salt, and some of you do. So you just season it to taste, or you put the salt to taste, whatever suits your needs, and you'll see it doesn't take much. And this will taste just like they have at the Italian restaurants or at the local mom and pop Italian restaurants where they serve New York style pizza and New York style everything, which is absolutely delicious. All right, one more time. Now it's good. All right, now we let this come together for about 5 minutes, and now we're going to have to cool off our pasta. And the way we do that is we take it out, we put it in running cold water. We're going to let that. We're going to put it in our strainer. As you can see here, take our strainer, run the cold water, drop our pasta in the pot, and then we cool it down. And the whole purpose of doing that is to stop the pasta from cooking. All right, we run cool water on it, and then we let it sit for a minute. Now rinse my hands off and put it back in our pot. And now we're going to check on our meatballs. And everything will be done approximately the same time. My family's going to be really, really happy. Now look at that. Don't that look good? And we're going to take out our meatballs so that it'll be out of the fat. And then we get ready for plating. All right, YouTube, check this out. Here it is. This is the finished product. Don't that look delicious? Your own homemade spaghetti with meatballs made with your own marinara sauce, your own homemade meatballs, and your own homemade or your own version of your pasta. And like I said, you can use any kind of pasta that you like. The recipe is all the same. All of it will taste delicious depending on how you prepare it. So now the taste test. Let's see how it tastes. My whole family is looking forward to this. They're all hungry. They can't wait. Now let's see. Oh boy, it's hot. Magnifique. Excellent. Oh, fantastic. Turned out just the way I thought. Let's taste these meatballs. Ooh. Ooh. Oh man. Ooh. Oh, it's delicious. I'm serious. This is off the chain, for real. So, YouTube, thank you again for visiting us here with Cooking with G Dubs, and I'm your host, G Dubs. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below if you like the way it looks. And if you try it and you have comments, let me know. Put it down in the comment section. And I'm going to continue making these dishes for you so that you can make it real simple, real easy at home for yourself and your family. Again, thank you so very much for visiting us here, Cooking with G Dubs. And again, I'm your host, G Dubs. Like and subscribe down below and tell a friend to tell a friend. All right, take care. See you on the next video.